Hey everyone, it's Angela from foodstorageandsurvival.com, and today we are extracting honey. Now this is our first year extracting honey from our beehives, so it was really quite an adventure. And the first thing that we needed to do was take the frames out of the honey supers, take the supers off of the beehive, and the bees really didn't want to let them go. They don't want to just get off the honey super when you say, hey, we're coming to get honey. So we used a product called Fisher's Bee Quick, and we sprayed that on the felt board that's called the fume board, and that is a board that's the same size as your beehive, and you put it on the top of the honey super, and the bees don't like the smell, and so they leave. Now Fisher's Bee Quick is all natural, so we really like that one. It was recommended by our beekeeper mentor friend. So you let that felt board sit on top of your honey super for just a few minutes and the bees pretty much clear out. We did have to sweep off a few more with the bee brush, but not a big deal. Now in that picture there, the box to the bottom right is the super that's holding all the clean honey frames. So we put a wet towel over it to keep the bees out. So we don't want them finding our stash of honey while we're still trying to get it all cleaned out off of the hive. Now once we had it all cleaned off and we had all our honey super frames, we took them over to our friend's house. This is our bee mentor friend, and he has an extractor that he's letting us use. And he has all the tools too. And these are the first tools you're going to need. It's the uncapping knife, which is an electric knife, and it is hot, and so it just kind of melts through the wax caps as you use it. And then there's also a scraper there. Now this picture was taken after we were all done, so it's kind of a mess, but I had to get a picture of what they looked like. And then our friend demonstrated how to uncap the frames and then let my husband try it and me try it, but I didn't get video of me. The uncapping knife runs along the two boards on the sides of the frame, so any of the comb that's not sticking out far enough to get cut off by that needs to be scraped open with the little scraper tool so that you can get the honey out. When you're all done uncapping the frames, there's quite a mess of wax and honey, and that all got caught in this little box. And then the honey drains out. You can see there's a little honey gate at the bottom of the box, and you actually get extra honey out of there. All right, after the frames are uncapped, then you put them into the extractor, and his was a 20 frame electric extractor. Really nice. Saved us a lot of hand cranking. Okay, there's the frames in there, and start up the extractor. And you can see the honey hitting the side of the extractor. And then by gravity it all falls to the bottom and it comes out the honey gate. Now, before he opened the honey gate, we prepped a bucket for the honey to go into, and there are screens that you can buy, a filter for a pail that you can buy, or he had made his own out of plastic window screen material, and his wife had sewed it into kind of a cone shape, and then they just rubber banded it around the bucket. And he let the honey come out of the extractor and into the bucket. Now after it had all gone through that initial screening, that caught a lot of the gunk, the extra wax and stuff, and we took it home and ran it through another screen. And this was a second filter, so ours was a 600 micron filter, but you can also get 400 and 200 depending on how finely you want to filter your honey. 600 is coarse and the 200 is very fine. And that filter is made to fit on top of a bucket. So you put that filter on top of a bucket and pour honey into it, and it gravity filters out. And as it comes through, you get filtered honey. Now to get your honey super clear, you'll want to have a honey gate on your bucket, and then let that honey in the bucket sit for another 24 hours or so, and then take the honey off the bottom of the bucket because there's still a few impurities that'll float up to the top. Now we're not that advanced yet, so we just scooped from the top of the bucket and filled up our honey jars. And that is extracting honey. That's how we did it, and it was a lot of fun, and now we have some honey. For more preparedness fun, be sure to check out my blog, foodstorageandsurvival.com. Thanks.